Hello and welcome to I Can Fix Your Movie.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to episode 9, everybody. We are flying, man, in the new season.
I feel like you say that every time.
I know. It just
I think we're going
so
to every time just be like,
probably.
wow,
Gosh, it's so many.
Another week has
gone by. Yeah. Well, it's pretty amazing.
It does fly by.
It does fly by. This is episode 9, and we're doing a film from Pixar.
Yep.
Called Incredibles 2.
Incredibles
Dos.
2.
Yes.
The sequel.
The reboot.
Yeah.
I will say I'm a huge fan of Incredibles 1.
Yeah. One of our favorite movies.
Yeah, I love that film. I think it's a great film.
It is.
2 was, again, like most of these, definitely one of the ones I was like, oh man, I waited a long time for episode 2.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. And I saw an interview with Helen Hunt where she was like, oh, 3 is coming.
Oh.
Yeah. I hope that they've learned some lessons.
Maybe they should listen to this first.
They should. Oh, they probably got it done. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It felt like they felt the pressure of having to, come out with a second film.
Yeah.
And they were like, we've waited long enough, guys. Like we've let our fans wait,
for many years.
For this long. We have got to
do something.
To do something. We got to put something out there.
Well, let's just do a quick summary.
Yeah.
I will say this one is going to be a little bit different because pretty much all the fixes are based around one idea, really.
Yeah.
And that's kind of different. I'm normally like, oh, there's this issue, this issue. This is pretty much like, here's this one common issue, and it permeates through everything. And that's a problem.
And sometimes that's all it takes is one major fix to sort of change the trajectory of a film.
Right. So, all right. So let's just do a quick summary, and then we'll get into it there.
Okay.
All right. Incredible 2 picks up just literally right after the Parr family's battle with the Underminer. It picks up with that because it finishes episode, Incredibles 1 with them coming out from the track meet.
Yeah.
And Speedy. What's his name?
Dash.
That's it. Speedy boy. Mr. Fast Flash boy. He got, I guess, second or third at the race or something.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, no, a second. Oh, just make close. So he comes out from the track meet, and the Underminer shows up, and he was like, oh, which is a funny character.
It's funny, and that's where we start.
Yeah, and that's where we start. And he causes widespread destruction, and it reignites this backlash, keeping superheroes to be illegal. Okay?
Right. Well, because the Incredibles family, the Parrs, they actually try to stop him, and they don't do a very good job. And I mean, they do stop him, but they don't catch him, and it causes a lot of damage to the city.
Right. And the thing is, whenever they're like, I know that I'm kind of doing a sidetrack here, but like when the people are reviewing with Bob in the little room, everything that they said was right. And I was kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, like the banks are insured and this is, and if you just
left it alone,
he would have dug away and he wouldn't fight. He wouldn't have destroyed all this other stuff.
Right.
That's the thing. And I'll there's another sidetrack thing. When I was a kid, I was like, yeah, superheroes and the monsters come in and blah, blah, blah. And they're throwing cars at him. And now I've watched in so many different hero movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And I constantly think, man, that is so much collateral damage.
Yes.
It's so much. Guys, it's so expensive.
The billions of dollars.
It's so much.
Why'd you have to throw the bad guy into that building?
Yeah, destroyed that whole building.
Exactly.
I think about that all the time as an adult. I'm like,
so
kick him out to the
funny.
desert. You can fight in the desert. I sound like
Exactly.
Jerry. Come on.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Fight in the desert. Yeah.
Fight over the ocean.
Yeah,
Come
for
on,
real.
guys.
Oh man. Well, anyway.
Anyway.
Bob struggles. What happens is the family's approached. Okay, Bob and Elastigirl and Frozone, they're approached by this bajillionaire guy. Okay, and they're like, it's Winston and Helen, I think. No, Winston and
Helen is.
Helen's Elastigirl, but Winston is this billionaire guy. He and his sister, and they're approached to be like change the perception of the heroes.
Yeah.
Right?
They want heroes to be legal.
Yeah. And then Bob and Frozone are kind of sidelined because the team want Elastigirl to be the head of this
Kind of the face
rebranding
of the rebranding.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and he's a tech mogul, this guy, Winston is. And so he starts this PR campaign to restore trust in this superheroes and operating completely visibly as, be Elastigirl. Be the awesome Elastigirl that you are.
Right.
And then Helen gains public support, but Bob is basically staying at home with the kids, managing Violet Dash and Baby Jack Jack. And in those moments, it's all the crazy stuff that happens with kids. Jack Jack, his
Homework
powers
and dating.
Yeah,
and Jack's
his powers start developing.
You can't get him to go to sleep.
And all that stuff, which is okay. I'm like, okay, that's cool for a superhero movie, I guess. And really didn't feel like that was a good use of the movie's time to like put him in that circle. But anyway, then this new supervillain rises up, the Screenslaver.
Mm-hmm.
Screenslaver.
Yeah.
And he hypnotizes people through screens.
Right.
Which I guess that's just like
hypnotize them, and they do whatever he wants.
Yeah. And Helen starts to investigate this, and she's trying to stop him, but in the end, it basically reveals that the screensaver is Winston's sister, Evelyn. And she's the true mastermind from this whole thing. She was like...
She's the techie person.
Yeah.
She's the inventor, the creator.
But she's kind of always hated heroes.
Right. Because her dad, during a robbery, tried to call a superhero.
And they weren't there.
And they weren't there because they had been made illegal.
They went underground and they couldn't.
So now she wants them to always be illegal because when they were illegal, they couldn't help her dad.
Right.
So that's her whole motivation.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about that maybe a little bit more.
Evelyn, so she uses the mind control to manipulate heroes, including Elastigirl and Frozone and
Bob,
Mr. Incredible. And her whole plan is to put this whole thing together where it looks like they're going to make heroes legal again, but then they take over and turn crazy, and people completely turn against them forever.
Right, that's
her plan.
Yeah.
But in the end, of course, the Credibles, they stop this whole thing from happening. They rally together, outsmart her, and save the day. And the film ends with heroes being completely legal again. The Parr family embrace their roles as the heroic team, and the credits roll.
Yep.
So that's the kind of the summary.
For those who haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, or at all.
There you go.
So, what we liked, there's a couple things. I mean, obviously, the attention to details. I mean, I do feel like there were several times that the animators were like, look, we can make hair look fun when it's blowing in the wind. A bit too much.
Yeah.
Because they really fit in like hair dryers. I've not necessarily seen a lot of women blow drying their hair, but I don't think all of it goes up, vertical or horizontal whenever you get a hair dryer.
I feel like Incredibles 1 was like a big breakthrough for hair.
Yeah.
For the computer for 3D animation.
Yeah.
And It looks very, I don't know, I always thought, when I was little and played with Barbie dolls, the way their hair looked, that's the way their hair looks in these films.
These things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was beautiful. I thought that
the film, the animation, yeah.
The animation is great.
Right.
It's Pixar.
I loved some of the things that I loved about the first movie.
Yeah.
The world that they create for The Incredibles, kind of this now but 1950s, 60s feel.
Vibe, yeah.
You
dug it.
I love that kind of animation.
So I liked how it looked, but there were also a couple other little things I liked. First of all, almost any project that Bob Odenkirk is part of, I'm like a fan of. That guy, he's great. He is so talented. He played the billionaire. I don't know if you know. So he played him. And he's just great. He's just a talented guy. And when I grew up seeing him in the comedy. So, Mr. Show and those kinds of things. But, whenever he started doing dramatic stuff, like Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, I saw what he could do, even action. He does action stuff too. And it's really, he's a versatile dude. He's a great writer and he's a versatile character. And in this, I thought he did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And I also loved Jack's skill set.
Yeah.
That dude, it was so fun. And again, this is one thing I'm going to talk about. Why didn't we do that? Why didn't we just do a lot of that? Using this as silly, oh, where is he? Here's a cookie. Okay, here he is. And they did that bit 17 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
No, I agree.
Exploring Jack would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing. I think he was one of my favorite parts of this film.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was interesting. His powers are interesting. Figuring him out was interesting.
Right.
Yeah, it was great.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's dive in here.
Here we go.
The hot take misstep. First of all, the thing I rarely do this. The hot take misstep is really the biggest issue of the whole film. And I'm going to give a couple problems right off the bat to try to fix basically a movie that doesn't exist. Okay, if that makes sense.
Okay, before you get into yours, can I say just a real small, simple hot take?
Yeah,
misstep?
go for it.
Okay, because if yours is
here's the big,
a major issue, yeah,
chunky one. Yeah, go for it.
This is just a little one.
Okay.
This track meet that they're at.
Yeah.
Why is it downtown? They come out of this track meet in the middle of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And I was confused about that at the end of movie 1.
Yeah.
Just as confusing I don't know. Maybe they went and got ice cream after the track meet and they went downtown to get ice cream. I don't know. It just
I don't
feels
think so. I think the track meet was there.
It's
but
just this
high schools can be in the middle of cities, I think.
Sure. No, I know they can. It just felt like, I don't know. It just felt like they come out
of place. Yeah.
To this parking lot where there's thousands of people parked. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It just always felt. I told you it was very small.
It's small.
It's
fine.
Small
That's fine. Yeah.
But it was noticeable to me. I'm like, what? Where do they go to school?
I know. This school is right in the center of town. Maybe this was the state thing, and they were
right. But
the
track.
The track
was. Where was it?
Yeah, that would have been such a waste. Such a waste of space in a very.
I'm just a country girl, y'all, and I don't know. I guess I'm not used to seeing.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been a waste of space to have a track, thing right in the middle of the city. You're probably right. Maybe it was just on the edge of town.
Yeah, well, didn't feel like it. They walk out of that track meet and they are at
smack dab.
Yeah, they are
Central.
right downtown. Anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of poor planning, I guess, by the city.
Okay, that was just a little one.
Okay.
Go
All
ahead.
right, for the hot take misstep that I've got, here we go. Let's just kind of dive into this one. Incredibles 2 isn't a sequel. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's a role reversal reboot.
Yeah.
Completely and totally.
Exactly.
It's the same themes. the same villain logic, the same character arcs, the same finale, but just with Helen in the spotlight instead of Bob.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this film was. The film had entertaining moments, but it was just playing everything really safe, and it just lacked any emotional punch at all, and originality, not so much.
Right.
That's a problem for me. I mean, if you think about it, honestly, just compare it to the first movie.
Yeah.
In the first one, it was like, heroes are bad. In the second one, heroes are bad and illegal. Then it was like, oh, I'm contacted by this rich super person, and we want you to do these missions. The same thing in the second one. Rich person contacts.
Yep.
Hey, do this thing. Then one of those rich people turns out to be the bad guy. The bad guy. It's just literally.
Yep.
It's the same stupid thing.
Yeah.
And it's all about these heroes and like their place in society, and how they're, if everybody's a hero, nobody's a hero. Well, and there's heroes, you just got to stay away and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's just this angst and anger over the heroes thing.
Right. Bob's dealing with the same insecurities in this film as he was in the last film. Except that he's now at home and Helen's the hero that's out at front.
They just copied and pasted the first film and just changed a couple of the colors here and there and went, sweet, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And
you and
empty.
I feel like this is one of our biggest issues, and we've I think reviewed movies like this before where they try to be nostalgic and kind of keep things that people loved about the first film, but in doing so they just recreate the first film. And
that's all they did here. They just remade the first film.
To me, it's not nostalgia. It doesn't create nostalgia. All it creates is like, well, this is the exact same thing.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you, I don't normally do this, because normally, like I say, I'd like to do the film, fix the film that's in front of us, right? Yeah. But for this one, I do want to give a couple of ideas that could have made it a different film, okay?
Yes.
Then I'll go back and fix the stuff that's in front of me, okay?
Yeah.
So first of all, you don't just do a reset, and do it the same. You've got to advance it, okay? The movie opens exactly where the first one ends, right? But immediately turns the family in the same outlawed, struggling, oh, poor us, what are we going to do? And then, but nothing is learned from the first film.
It's like they had all this growth.
Yeah.
And then immediately went back to exactly how they were.
Which is silly. So for a fix here, advance the world. Don't rewind it, okay? Supers are like semi-illegal kind of at the beginning of this one, but then maybe tightly regulated. And the family isn't necessarily hiding, they're being monitored, right? And then the idea is, it isn't we can't be heroes anymore. It's like, maybe what's our next steps? How do we
do this now that we're allowed to?
And with a family.
And with now the family doing it.
So the story should have moved into the new territory of where are we at now that we're legal to like fight bad guys and fight crime and what that looks like. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
So like the issue of course in this film the kids are completely sidelined the whole time.
Yeah.
Don't do that in the film. The Incredibles works best when it's a family.
And that's what we grew. That's the whole growth of the first movie.
And the end of it was, we're going to do this together.
We're going to do this
and
as a family.
And immediately it was like, no, stay here. You watch Jack. No, because it's dangerous. God, didn't we just go through a whole movie?
Yeah, didn't we move past this?
And they put on their, the little masks, and they were like, yeah. And then we go, yeah, stay with Jack. No.
Yep.
So the family dynamic has to drive that plot.
Yes.
What kind of movie would this been if it was the family in action? So look, here's the last one before I go into the actual film to try to fix that.
Okay.
If we had defeated the Underminer in the first moments, then We completely switch over, and they just go, "You guys, you saved everything. We did this wrong. We did you guys all wrong. Heroes are legal again." And there was a big fight for it, and then all of a sudden, heroes were legal because they defeated the Underminer, right?
Yeah.
And it saved the city, and they saw the error of their ways, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Then they start their hero journey with their parents and are learning how to be new heroes with their parents' guidance. Then what if we move forward a few years?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And now they're grown up a little bit. And, Dash is like really getting into the groove of his powers and even seeing what he can do.
Right.
Like when you realize that you got a power, but you could actually do a lot more with that power than you even realized. And we actually get to see, and here's the key to it. You get to see Jack being straight up amazing. Not just like, yeah, and then he bounces off the wall or creates himself into a bunch of little Jacks.
Right.
He's like part of the team, and he's like the powerhouse.
Yeah.
He could do so many, and people are like, whoa, Jack can do that. That's amazing.
Yeah. That would have been, he was adorable in this film, but to see him actually
as
able to control some of his powers and use them and be part of the family.
Oh my gosh. I would throw my money at you.
Maybe that's what we're going to get in the third one.
Oh man. Well, I called it here first. I called it. I called it now.
We can only hope.
I would be throwing my money at you. It would have been so cool to see him advance a little bit and see what the potential, because then it would be an amazing handing of the torch.
Right.
You'd pass that torch and it would be so cool.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
All right, let's move back to this other movie here. Yeah.
Yes, the one that was actually made.
The one that was made. Bob's staying at home was just straight up a gag, but it wasn't a character arc at all.
No.
Bob's like parenting struggles are like funny at times. Like I had actually actual laugh at one point. I thought that was like, oh, that was funny, ha ha ha. But it's super static. He doesn't grow. He just like flounders. He just survives. He just doggy paddles through it.
Yeah, it's the old.
It's the whole Mr. Mom.
Men can't. Men can't handle the kids.
Handle the kid. They're just old dummies. And I'm just like, oh god, people.
It's like a stand-up comedy routine.
Yeah, it's like dads like handle kids all the time. What are we doing? I'm not saying that moms aren't amazing. I'm gonna stand up right now and say moms are the best. The best. They're amazing. But dads do this too. That's not the time we live in. I mean, we're not in the 50s, okay? We do things all the time. So it just was like kind of stale to me.
Well, and it wasn't just that he was failing, or felt like he was failing. It was the fact that he was actually jealous of Helen and insecure about her, and really like made it clear that he felt like he should be the one that was front and center. Yeah,
and a lot. Made it very clear.
That that was a little bit icky to me. I was like, oh, okay, that feels a little bit selfish and egotistical a little bit.
Yeah,
and so,
I get it. I agree.
And then they pile his insecurities on, and then the fact that he just, kind of flounders as a dad.
And they just hope that that's good
doing
enough to
dad
be
things.
Good enough to be a character arc, and it wasn't. It was just, ugh. So for a fix, all right, you make Bob's arc about his identity loss, and like he's got to figure things out, and he's struggling. He isn't struggling just because parenting is hard. Mm-hmm. He's struggling because his sense of worth was built on his strength in action before.
Right.
But now, parenting forces him to learn emotional intelligence, patience, humility, and skills that he's never really had to develop before. And then he learns to thrive and really connect to his kids.
Right.
He learns, it's like, this is good. Like, he did it, the one thing with the math, and didn't you love it?
Yeah.
You were like, oh, yeah, man, that's cool. But then he's like, oh, it's out of control again.
Yeah, they had moments where they kind of started to head in that direction.
And I was like, yeah. And then they just abandoned it.
Right.
So that's where he's got to go.
Right.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Act 2. The middle act feels episodic. Helen's missions felt like a weekly TV show instead of a narrative progression.
Yeah.
There's motion, but it had very little momentum.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. Like we kind of stalled out a little bit in the middle where we just saw a lot of Bob
Right.
and struggling
Right.
and not getting sleep and being tired.
Yeah.
And we're kind of
Passing his kids off to him.
And I was just kind of like watching it going like, what movie are we watching right now?
Right.
Are we watching?
Feel like two movies? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, are we watching Helen's story or are we watching Bob's needing sleep story?
Yeah. This is Bob's comedic, wacky, single dad story.
Right.
Oh, I don't know what to do with the kids.
You know, and I get that they wanted to delve a little bit deeper into like, again, I think they were trying to show like, hey, what is it like to like have kids that go to school and still be a superhero family? But to me, they should have done that as a family, right? They should have shown what is it like as the whole family to be superheroes.
You mean like what they did in the very last scene?
Yeah. And and still go to school and still get dinner on the table and still do all of these things. Like that should have been the movie, like you said.
Yeah.
But instead, we're watching Bob just struggle.
Yeah.
With getting Jack to bed for half the movie.
Yeah.
And Jack was cute, but I'm like, okay,
this is not a story that is moving.
It's I just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. So instead, for a fix, maybe just here's just a thought. Okay. Maybe they can tie the missions that Helen is doing to political consequence. And here's what I mean. Because she basically did one mission and then she was like, everybody was like, oh, they're on your side now.
Yeah.
So like after like years of like not being on your side, you do one thing.
And
because
suddenly
they did the Underminer thing. They did the other Underminer thing and everyone's against them immediately
everybody's
again.
Mad at them.
And they're like, "Oh, supers are out again." She does one thing, and they're like, "Oh, amazing!" It's just
incredible.
Anyway, so the idea is some are on your side and some are not.
Yeah.
And you see kind of a divide with the people, even in different countries, right? But each success is new regulations in one country, deregulations somewhere else. And in where she is, it's adding people's like nervousness and like, I don't know, this kind of scares me because when they're superheroes, that means there's going to be super villains.
Yeah, because
right?
I mean, people with powers could go either way.
Right,
I mean, there's no guarantee that everybody with superpowers
are going to be superheroes.
Yeah, are going to choose the right path.
Right, and Helen slowly starts seeing that she's maybe helping build a system that could choke supers into irrelevance, and she's questioning what she's doing. Mm-hmm. So she's like, I don't know. This is maybe we really should stop, even though that's going to break Jack's, not Jack's, but Bob's heart. Mm-hmm. And she's questioning the job that she's doing for this group.
Right.
Next, again, reconnect the kids here as well. Okay, we've got these kids and these kind of silly little subplots of how to manage the baby.
Going on a date.
It's so disconnected from the narrative.
Yeah.
So disconnected. There's a point where I was just like, how many stories? I know 2 stories that I see. Just
yeah.
And a lot of times I know that you've got your main story and then you got your B plot, right? And I get it. But it didn't feel like a B plot. It felt like a main plot and then another main plot.
And then another main plot. And the fact that it was stuff we had already learned and grown from in the first movie.
Place.
And now we're
rehashing it, serving it like it's a new meal.
Yeah.
Here you go. In the microwave. Enjoy, kids.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So for a fix, I thought, like, what if, the kids were involved but like these new rules and regulations start affecting them at school with like school surveillance, anti-power tech that's being developed by people that citizens are buying. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's like social consequences of this stuff. And again, Helen is then kind of accidentally helping create this this
right,
temperature.
right. Because as we legalize, superheroes and advocate for superheroes, we have to bring in regulations,
Right.
and then we're seeing those regulations affect their daily lives,
daily lives.
affect her kids,
And she starts getting worried about
and
it.
then she's like, "Oh, wait, maybe this isn't how we want to live."
Right.
If we want to be heroes, but if we have to be heroes without any freedom,
Right.
To make our own decisions, then yeah, it can cause questioning.
So again, the original idea, just have a villain that their kids
Fighting
are
together.
fighting together. Way more fun than this. Just saying. Because this one's like getting
This
into
gets
the
a
weeds.
little deep, doesn't
It does. It gets into the weeds so much. Like I just want to enjoy this cartoon and enjoy it, but it's like
and we're talking about regulating superheroes.
I
and how that
know,
would affect
but
her.
they made it such a piece
how
of the
that
movie.
would affect Violet's high school.
I know. Well,
you
that's the
know,
only way
journey.
to fix it. But all right, we're almost done. I promise. We're gonna wrap this one up quick. We're in Act 3 now. The villain is so obvious and so frustrating. First time I saw her, I'm like, oh, she's the bad guy.
Yep.
And sure enough, she's like, oh, I'm bumbling and silly. Oh, I just, blah, blah, blah.
I'm just the creative one.
Yeah, I'm just
I don't want any power.
I just want to rule everything. Stop heroes completely. And I was like, oh, man, that's so silly. So it just lacks any kind of surprise for sure. Anyway, I felt it was just kind of weak. For a fix, I think that you can not just make it a physical. And sometimes I think this is the main thing when we look at superhero type movies and action type movies. They just want to punch their way out of it.
Yeah.
They want to punch their way out of it. And I'm like, there's other ways. There's physiological, not psychological. I always mess those up. Psychological things that you could do and ideologies that you can implement and put in. But if Helen, if she is at a point where she sees the damage that she's potentially doing,
Mm-hmm.
but then she's rejecting the idea of just heroes being these perfect things.
Right.
And she publicly is saying, look, it's not easy. I'm not going to try to sell you this perfect hero persona.
Yeah.
The idea of being a hero and everything's perfect is stupid and it's wrong. I'm a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a family and I go through the same things you guys. So tying the public to heroes, making them look, yeah, we do have these powers, but we're not better than you. I think those kind of moments, you could have had a real moment in this film that humanizes all the heroes.
Right. And
Right?
shows their journey and what they have to go through and
Right.
how they connect to regular everyday people.
Right. And then making Screensaver, what would be wrong with just making Screensaver a bad guy?
Right.
Not one that's a twist ending of oh, it's really the person that hired you. Do we really have to do every Scooby-Doo ending that there is?
Yeah.
I mean, what if Screensaver was just a bad guy?
What if Screensaver was just a bad guy?
And we caught him. And it was oh,
Yeah.
we got you. Got you. End. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But we're no.
Yay.
Where's the twist? Where's the twist? It's got to be this bad guy. It's really Susan from marketing. Okay. Well, I guess. What a twist, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So-
No, I agree with you. I think it would have been great. I think that, just making a bad guy that they fought. And they did try to bring in the family at the end of this film.
Right.
The kids came to save the parents, but,
Yeah.
why
And
couldn't...
that was wasn't that the most exciting part of the film?
Why couldn't they have learned and grown together
The
as a
boat
family?
scenes were the best part of the film. Yes?
Yeah, definitely.
What if the whole film had that kind of action?
Yeah.
Okay, so I digress. I'm going back to my original thing. I'm going to fix
That's
this
okay.
movie. Fix this one.
Well,
Ugh.
but part of fixing it is alternate suggestions
I
for
know,
what they
I
should
know.
have done, and
I
I think that they should have made a different movie.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So the last one here, the ending restores the old normal.
Yeah.
We've got supers that are legal. Nothing's meaningful or different from anything.
Right.
It's the same victory as the first film, but just louder. That's it.
Yeah, it ends basically almost the exact same way.
Yeah.
They see another bad guy and they all put on their masks and they're like, here we go
Here we
as
go.
a family.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, same thing. So for an end, here's just a kind of, I don't know. I think once the supers are legalized at the end of the movie, which I think should have been at the beginning of the movie, but at the end of the movie, they legalize superheroes. But what if they're like really clear, like when Helen gives that speech and she's talking about not a big preachy kind of thing, but she's talking about like maybe shared accountability with the citizens, because the whole thing is always about like the disconnect between the people and the heroes. What if there's shared accountability and saying things like, hey, look, whenever there's a disaster, when there's a hurricane coming, we're going to go deal with the hurricane. How about you guys be the superheroes in your community and see if your neighbor needs help. See if they need food. Help them. Do these things. Whenever people are in need, supers aren't the only people that can do things. Don't just like try to change the world. Try to change your world.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been really cool as a ending to say, look, we're in this together. Let's do this. Heroism isn't just, collaborative, isn't just mythical. It's a collaborative togetherness that we work on, and we can make a big difference whenever we do it together. Not just from one hero, but the community does it together.
Right.
I think that would have been really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have been a kind of a cool, moment of growth, instead of the family growing again to the
same point,
learning the same lesson.
Right.
That kind of, the community that supports these heroes grows.
Exactly.
And realizes how they can also work with the heroes as a team.
And then there's no need to be like they're illegal or not illegal, because they're like, these heroes are people in our community. Of course we want them to help us when bad things happen.
Yeah.
Of course we want them here. There's no need to be illegal or not illegal anymore.
Right.
The end. There you go. So there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Incredibles 2. I think overall it should have been a true sequel, not a remix.
Yep.
Right? It could have been this meaningful growth to see the next generation of heroes, see their powers develop, see them fight together with their parents.
Yes.
That is the movie I feel like they should have made.
I agree. I think jumping off from what they learned in the first movie and jumping off from that into new lessons as so what we learned in the first one was that we need to work together and trust each other and rely on each other and not try to do things on our own.
And now that
let's
prove that.
Now that we trust each other, and let's walk it out in missions together.
Right.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the goal, I feel. And then 3, if they were worried about like, oh, what are we doing 3? 3, you find a different, it doesn't have to just be a new bad guy. There's all kinds of things that happen in these hero movies.
Right.
So I just kind of...
Maybe 3 is when they, are empty nesters. How do we live life now?
Yeah.
When our kids have families. I don't know.
I know
you know what I
whole
mean? Like
was
there's
like,
all different stages of life.
I feel
but
like
to have 2 movies where they're in the exact same stage of life and learning the exact same lessons over again. It didn't work. I didn't think. And
I think
they could have grown. We could have grown with the Parr family. Like
here's my for real thought here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they were in a room somewhere and they're like, what if we advance them up? And they're like, yeah, but we'll lose all the recognizable characters, and Jack's not going to be a baby anymore. We like him as a baby. Just like a lot of the characters, the Simpsons have looked exactly the same for 30 years.
Yeah.
Maggie hasn't grown at all. She's still like a baby who can't talk. Or she said one word, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, like, I think that they were worried about the image of the characters changing. But I get it. I totally get it. And will the marketability suffer? Maybe. I don't know. I just kind of felt like if you're going to tell the next story, at least move them forward and don't keep them in the exact same spot.
Right. I mean,
even if you don't move them forward in age because you're afraid you're going to lose your audience. You're like, oh, but I like Jack when he was baby. Then do stories where they're still fighting and still growing as a family, but they're
right.
going on missions, learning their powers together. Because then, okay, you get my favorite thing in the whole world in movies.
The training montage.
Training montage!
Yes, it definitely should have been a growth as a family movie. It wasn't. It was just the same movie we saw.
Same one.
In the first one.
And it leaves you
but
empty.
not as good.
But not as good.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, everybody. Hope you had a good time. Hope you share this. And, again, you guys out there, if you are listening and you are a repeat listener, do us a favor. Go to the comments and say something. And leave rate us. Give us a rating if you like it. If you're listening every week, and we know some of you out there are because we see the numbers come in, leave us a rating. Leave us a comment on that and let us know, because that actually helps grow the channel so more people can hear it. So
yeah.
Hopefully you guys will do that, and then we'll keep on making them if you keep on listening. So
yep.
We'll go from there. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
See you next time.